So I just had a conversation with my daughter. Um, I would go all in. Today's kids aren't hungry. The problem with today's kids, and I feel this deep in my soul, is that when you are successful, however you define success, but when you are successful and then you raise kids who are comfortable, it's like they don't, they're not hungry. They are not hungry. Some of you know my background. And those of you who went to elementary school or high school with me, you gotta ignore this part, put this part on mute. And some of you guys who heard this story, you can put this part on mute. But you know, people don't understand. Like, I grew up on welfare. My mom did not have a job. We were getting food stamps back in the day. And some of you young people may not remember this, but food stamps were looked like paper money, and that's what you used to buy food. I had hand-me-downs. Miss Holmes can vouch for this. I'll get hand-me-downs from teachers. I'll get hand-me-downs from other neighbors, also in the ghetto. Um, like, we were poor. I didn't learn to drive till I was 22 because in Newark you really didn't. I mean, we had public transportation, but also we couldn't afford a car. So I didn't learn to drive until I graduated college and moved 5 hours away to Boston. And I got to my deck. I need to learn how to drive. So I didn't learn to drive till I was 22. And my daughter, I'm telling you, like, these kids need to be hungry. They're not hungry. It was a reason why I was like valedictorian in eighth grade, valedictorian again in high school. Uh, Nothing less than a B on my report card. And I made sure I never repeated that. If I got B one cycle, I said, screw it, I'm going to get A's in my next cycle. Like, I was just so hungry because I knew the only way I was going to get out the ghetto was by getting good grades and trying to become something like a doctor or a lawyer or a professor. Like education was my only way. And I'm telling you, my daughter, don't get me wrong, she's doing well in school, but she's not hungry. She is not hungry. Telling you, man. I feel like when you're successful, it's like you take the hunger out of the next generation, but you have no choice but to become successful. So it's difficult to instill that sense of hunger when you don't have a need to be hungry. When you can't, when you know that you don't even have any other choice, there's no plan B. You bust your ass to make plan A work. And sometimes I think my daughter gets a little bit comfortable because her daddy's a doctor and we ride in this type of car, that type of car, go on these vacations because I work a lot. I work hard. Last night I put in 2 hours. You guys saw my picture with Shakeology and all that stuff. With that same shift, I was 2 hours past my shift simply because the patients just kept coming in, coming in. It had nothing to do with my workflow efficiency. Just that when patients keep coming in, it's impossible for me to dispo old patients and see new patients at the same time and work with a documentation system and the computer went down at the same time. So daddy is busting his ass at work. So before anybody judge, oh yeah, doctors do this and that, we bust our butts for the amount of money that we make. So, but I'm just mad at my daughter because she's just not hungry, even when it comes to working out. She's like, well, I guess we'll go to the gym next week. I'm like, wow. When I started working out, I've been working out since I was 8 years old. So I can honestly say I've been working out for 32 years. I had brief stints where I wasn't working out like I should, and there was a point where I was getting ripped just by working out 3 times a week. As I got older, that 3 times a week wasn't working, and I was eating whatever I want, working out 3 times a week. And I got to the point when I got older, that's when I started putting on weight. When that 3 times a week working out wasn't working, so I had to actually start fixing. That's how why in 2009 I started doing Beachbody with Insanity and working out every single day and actually changing my diet around. But even working out, my daughter's like, yeah, I don't like to work out at home because I'll get up in bed and feel comfortable. Children, men and women, I was working out 8 years old with my Hulk Hogan workout set. Come on, guys. My Hulk Hogan workout at 8 years old, doing push-ups and bicep curls, lifting book. I was so poor we couldn't afford to go to the gym, so I would pack my book bag full of my school books and do bicep curls at 8. Okay, I had a six-pack when I was 13 years old. Okay, in ninth grade, I used to literally make bets like $1 to let people punch me in my stomach when I was in ninth and 10th grade for $1 If you could punch me in my stomach as hard as you can and I don't follow, people used to punch me in my stomach, I earned $1. Are you kidding me? Hungry. I was hungry for fitness, hungry for success. And my daughter's chilling. And I can't get that hunger in her. Shoot, I'm hungry. You gotta be hungry for success. You gotta be hungry. So the best thing you can instill in your kids is a love for learning, and hunger for success. My daughter loves learning. She wants to be a zoologist, which I'm proud, because I wanted to be a zoologist at one point. I'm glad I'm a doctor, but my mom at the time was like, "Oh yeah, do something with people." So I crushed that dream. But be hungry. Come on, guys, get hungry. My ramblings about hungry at Doc B's Daily.